Good. Good morning, Keller Williams. Welcome to June the 8th, 9th. I'm back 2 days already. So, COVID-19 coronavirus update. There are 24 active cases in the province of New Brunswick, all in zone number 5, which is the Campbellton region. 8 of which are linked to the long-term facility in Atholville. This is the largest number of cases reported in a single day in New Brunswick in over 2 months. Given COVID-19's 14-day incubation period, we realize that new cases can appear, said Dr. Russell. It may be a week or more before we can say with certainty that the virus is not present in other regions of New Brunswick from this outbreak. It is important that all New Brunswickers remain vigilant against the spread of COVID-19. I was listening to the news this morning, and it says that COVID-19, a lot of people are on the honor system. You come across the border, you're asked to self-isolate. Some people do, some people don't. There's no way to police it. And the people that don't would never follow an honor system no matter what. And that's why we end up having what we're having in Campbellton. And just this weekend, there was a person who crossed the border into Quebec, came back, did not self-isolate, and there was an establishment in Fredericton that was actually closed down later that day. We need to be mindful of the fact that when people are coming in here, whether they're buying houses or not, if they're coming from another province, they need to self-isolate for 14 days before they start spreading their wings and moving in and around anyone's community. Because what ends up going to happen is we're going to be in Zone 5's case, Campbellton's case, and back to orange, or worse yet, back to red. In zone number 5, like I said, there's 24 active cases, 5 in the hospital, luckily no one in ICU, and we've had 1 death out of applied to COVID-19. Tests performed to date is 4.5% of the population, or 34,400. And I would say that over the next week, that will grow probably in excess of 40,000 before the week is out. Now, yesterday I sent an email out saying that we're going to talk about COVID-19 forms. And I've asked everyone to participate on the call so I can explain it once and I won't have to re-explain it. Brad, how many people's on the call right now? So we got 90 people on the call. We have 136 agents. So that means 46 people will not get this message. If they decide to ask you, they can go to the recorded call to find out what I'm about to say. So yesterday afternoon, I got a call from Chris Constantine. And Chris, I asked if he would sit on the NBRA task force in regards to building operational plans for the brokerages or the agencies in New Brunswick. So Chris agreed to sit on that committee. He brought me back all information on his previous meeting. We, together with a group of people, put the operational plan together, and we're off to the races. The COVID-19 forms that you were provided with were state-of-the-art forms used as a tracking mechanism for all Keller Williams offices across the globe. And it was actually in concert with what public health and the province of New Brunswick state of emergency was asking. Yesterday at a task force meeting, apparently Keller Williams was the subject of conversation in regards to signing and providing COVID forms from brokerages that are not part of Keller Williams. To the point where we said that if we do not get the cooperating broker form signed or the buyer signing the form prior to the appointment, then your appointment would be canceled. And we weren't doing that to put anyone in a disadvantage of showing or not showing a house. We're doing that because we took a leadership role almost 12 weeks ago to, number one, protect you, number two, protect your buyers, number three, protect your vendors, number four, protect Keller Williams, but yet the best one is protect the industry. And we showed leadership all along in regards to that. So during my conversation with Chris yesterday, and during the deliberations at the task force, is that the NBREA will be sending out a message this morning saying that each agency will be responsible for its own operational procedure manual, and that they will not be required to sign anyone's particular forms. Everyone will be accountable for whoever they bring in the house, and everyone will be accountable if somebody should come in contact with COVID-19 to provide a tracking system. Now, for people on this call, that may be a sigh of relief or, oh great, we don't have to fill out another form and we're off the hook with filling those bloody COVID forms. That's irresponsible. It's irresponsible on NBRA's part, but we're going to follow the rules. We're going to follow the new norm. So here's the new norm. All of the forms that you have regarding COVID-19, the seller consent form, the listing brokerage consent form, the cooperating brokerage consent form, the buyer tenant consent form, and the third party consent form are still very active in Keller Williams. So you will never have to worry about having a listing brokerage consent form signed. You will never have to worry about a buyer tenant consent form signed if they are from a cooperating broker looking at Keller Williams listings. As a Keller Williams agent, we are going to implement and stay with the procedures. You must have a seller's consent form signed, and you must have a buyer's consent form signed if you've got buyers that you're taking out to look at other properties, even if they're not our own. And we have a third-party service provider consent form. So going further, if somebody makes a call and says, I want to go look at your house, set up the appointment, ask no questions. To me, that just doesn't make sense. Simply because you have a fiduciary duty on behalf of your vendors to know who's going into that house during this pandemic. How comfortable are your vendors going to be when they ask you who's coming in my house and did they answer the related questions for COVID-19? And your answer to them is, well, I don't know, it's not our responsibility anymore. It's only going to take one case, guys. It's only going to take one case. And I hope the one case is not under the umbrella of Keller Williams Capital Realty. I really, really sincerely hope that. For not taking the time to do a couple different steps, which is the 5 minutes to get a couple signatures, we have now put our industry in a very awkward position going forward. And that's not on me, that's not on leadership, and that's not even on you as Keller Williams partners. That's on New Brunswick Real Estate Association. And I know that my cooperating friends at different brokerages are having this very same meeting that I'm having with you. And I would be surprised if there's not a few calls made after this to ask why this direction. So I just want to reiterate that if somebody calls you, I would hope that you might ask the question, are you following a procedure manual? Do you have a procedure manual where you ask the questions of your potential buyers? Because I want to feel comfortable telling my vendor that at least the question's been asked. But they have to, the cooperating brokers don't have to provide you anything going forward. I hope I explained myself very well in those forms. Again, if you have questions, please email me, call me, do what you need to do. We're a call away. The people that are not on the call, I'm sure that I'll get calls and we'll take them as well. But it would have been nice for everyone to be on the call to hear it firsthand. When we look at the technology side, the innovate, automate, and dominate, I just want to share this. This was shared by the regional technology director, Gilles Plourde, and we're touting this as a Canadian success story for the week. Here's a team, the MRN team McKay, out of, I believe, Hamilton, Ontario. This is a result that they got spending $800 on Facebook ads through Command. So out of the Facebook ad that they posted, they have GCI, pending GCI of $72,198. They got 5 transactions out of it, including 1 double ender, and appointments attended were 21. The total leads were 696. Good leads were 650. They added 566 people to their database, and the duplicates were 84. Of the 696 leads, there was only 46 leads that were bad leads. That's 6% of the total leads, which is a phenomenal stat considering that they had 690 leads. The cost per lead was $1.40 to $1.50. Now, if you would say that if you spend $500 and had $50,000 of income from spending that on Facebook ads through Command, is that a good investment? Is this a good investment? Spend $1.40 to $1.50 a lead to generate $72,000 worth of income? I would say that this is a success story for sure. And speaking about success, we're gonna put our tech director to work here. We're gonna take command of your business, and you're gonna be getting emails this week for your specific business needs. And that's all you need to do is simply click on the calendar, book it, and then David will be back to you to facilitate whatever the business needs that you have, whether it's an opportunity, whether it's a smart plan, whether it's a referral setup, whatever it may be, that's what we're here for. Besides that, we're going to earmark this morning or today people that we think that we need to move along into the system to help them generate more business with technology with less work. So David will be putting the program together, and David will be in touch with you folks as well. So the command updates. All agents should start receiving email notification for any new leads that comes into command from social media campaigns expected June the 10th, which is tomorrow. So the smart plans, everyone should have a quarterly smart plan. So if you have a database of 400, 500, 1,000, 150, doesn't matter, there should be a smart plan set up that you're touching those people on a quarterly basis. And there's all kinds of designs and smart plans that David will help you gather through that, and you'll be able to have them. And on the chart here, it actually will show you, if you go in here and look at it, it will show you where you can go and get and look at some of these smart plans. And then eventually, smart plans will be put into Smart Plans Library. If it's a good smart plan, because Keller Williams is a culturally based company that wants to share, if a good smart plan is designed and put in the public library, and you go to the public library and you see someone that has a good smart plan there, you're going to be able to pull it out, adopt it for you, and send it out. So it's not a matter of creating something; it's going to be there that you can just pull out. And the same with the opportunities and the rest of that platform of command. You're going to be able to pull a lot of the information out. Coming soon, the ability to publish smart plans to design public library, which I just said, and agents will be able to download, publish smart plans and designs. So if somebody goes in and comes up with a really cool design and it goes into the library and you look at it and you kind of like it, then you can bring it over, make it yours, and send it out. Again, another way for Keller Williams agents and partners to be able to use the information because of the sharing practices that we employ at Keller Williams. Now, the technology is moving very fast. David and I and Amanda will be sitting down today looking at how we're going to come up with the compliance piece so that we can make it easier for the agents to be able to put their stuff into opportunities and track it in a very methodical way. And we'll be able to come back to the agents saying, we're missing this, and we're going to be able to host a whole lot of stuff in here so that at the end of the day, all of your files are complete, you get paid on time, every time, and there's no files that are waiting for any amount of information to preclude you from not getting paid. I hope this morning was informative. Again, I reiterate the fact that that we're making some changes going forward with the COVID. Some of you might be delighted to hear that, while I caution you that it may be a facet that you say, oh, well, this is going to make our life easier. I would say it's going to make our life a whole lot more difficult if somebody comes in contact with COVID-19 under our watch. So thank you for listening. If you got any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Have a great day. And oh, by the way, Amanda sent out an email that our update will be Thursday of this week, not Friday, as the ability to do what we're doing is not here if we don't have Brad, and Brad has an appointment on Friday morning that he cannot get out of. So we're going to do the live stream on Thursday morning instead of Friday morning. Thank you very much for your patience. Have a great day. Talk soon.